go state by state in a moment. First to the state of Rajasthan, where the night curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. is to be continued, is what the state government wants. They want minor relaxations outside that. Then let's come to Delhi, which wants the furthest opening, which wants to open up quickly. Resumption of metro services is what the Kejriwal government is recommending. Importantly, they also now want to open up malls, gyms with certain restrictions. Barber shops, salons, spas, I'm afraid they want to remain shut. So no haircuts, unfortunately. Places of worship, religious places to remain shut, says the Delhi government. Let's turn to Bengal, because Mamata Banerjee a few hours ago has announced perhaps the maximum relaxation. She wants to open religious places with restrictions on the lines of what Karnataka is also doing. She wants to allow public and private sector employees to resume work. In fact, she wants full offices from the 8th of June. She wants the tea and jute industries, crucial to Bengal's economy, to be opened up right away. Let's turn to Karnataka, another key state which has done rather well in the last few months. Open up places of worship, says the Yediyurappa government, all places of worship from the first. And now Karnataka, which has already opened up barber shops, wants to open up gyms and malls. That's the recommendation they've given the center. Goa, one of the smaller states, extension of lockdown till 15th of June is what they've already officially said. Relaxation for restaurants and gyms. I'll come in a moment to other key states like Maharashtra as well. But let's first go to my first guest. Sachin Pilot is joining me, the Deputy Chief Minister of Rajasthan. Mr. Pilot, are we calling this lockdown 5.0, or do you believe now it's time to look at exit plan 1.0? From the 1st of June, is the idea of a state like Rajasthan to start exiting the lockdown, or do you believe that is not possible at the moment, given that the numbers remain high?
I think one thing is very clear. We now know what are the containment areas that need to be focused on. We know areas that have been quite green and in terms of the infection spread. So we have to have a two-pronged strategy. We've got to have very, very strong standard operating procedures for areas that are under curfew that we know have propensity to spread the infection. But areas where there has been no trouble so far, and that's primarily the rural areas, I think there we have to start breathing life back into our economy. So we have to have a two-pronged approach. One is to allow the flexibility and the headroom for the state governments to decide which districts, which areas, what industry, what sector can we open and what we can't open. That sort of, I think, open-minded approach is what is the need of the hour. And frankly, I think that the utility of a complete clampdown, I think we've maximized what we could from having a full lockdown. But I think the misery, the suffering, the economic repercussions are really creating havoc in most parts of our country. So we have to be mindful of the most vulnerable in our society and take a decision based on that. Give space and elbow room to the state administration, state governments to decide on the execution of how to move forward in the next few weeks. At the same time, start working on the economy, because we have a lot of work ahead of ourselves to get back people on the shop floor, on the work fields,
right.
To make sure people have enough money in their hands to sustain their families.
No, but when you talk about opening up of the economy, and I keep asking this over the last few weeks, that includes taking certain major decisions, or dare I say risks, like opening up public transport. So are you inclined in Rajasthan to say, let's open up public transport, let's take that risk and see whether opening up public transport, because that's one way of getting economic activity back on the road. Is that what you want from the 1st of June?
But I think if opening up of a certain sector like transport, like you mentioned, public transport, if it helps you to revive a certain industry or a certain sector, I think a focused and a calibrated opening up can be possible. But if you throw open everything, all buses and all trains, etc., I think we're calling for trouble. But don't forget that all this lockdown hasn't helped us find a cure or a vaccine for the disease. We're just buying time to build up our medical capacities. But what I think is important is that certain sectors that are crucial to the economy, they need to start getting back on the track. Mm-hmm. You can't have a sustained lockdown where the economic suffering is far more greater than the fatality rate of the COVID-19. So you have to start, getting people back, because I think across the world, every country has experienced this. I think we're still far away from the peak. And as you said in your beginning of the program, numbers are increasing, Rajdeep. The worry for me personally is that once this number, the infections go into rural areas, then we have a much larger trouble on our hands. So we have to really be very, very calibrated, have a very surgical sort of precision in terms of what we can and cannot open up. Certainly a blanket lockdown is just something that I think is not possible moving forward.
Saying at the moment, you're saying blanket lockdown not possible from the 1st of June, but when you say calibrated, the worry, of course, Sachin Pilot, is different states want to calibrate in different manners. I'm going to get other leaders from other states in a moment. Some of them have gone to as far as opening up barber shops, Karnataka, Kerala. Other states are much more conscious of opening up very gradually. Are we going to see very, very stark differences, you believe, between states? And do you believe that this rural-urban divide will get sharper in the days and weeks ahead?
I think the government of India, through the health ministry or the home ministry, should give very broad sort of, brushstrokes in terms of what guidelines we should follow. But the execution and the fine print should be left with the district administrations and the state governments. Now, if a state wants to open a restaurant, for example, because if you're opening up an aircraft to ferry 100 people in a plane, why can't you have 30 people eating in a restaurant, for example? As long as there's, certain protocols maintained, hygiene, distance, etc. So we have got to learn to change our lifestyles and our behavioral patterns according to what the reality of the world is. You can't wait for eternity for things to come back to normal and then open up, things that you need to open up. So let the state governments bear the risk because they know better. I don't know what's best in Trivandrum, but the state government administration know what to do in Kerala and what they shouldn't do. So broad, basic guidelines must come from the government of India, but the states must have that, the freedom and flexibility to adapt and change whatever they think and we think is important. But let me just finish by saying this. It's not about the lockdowns. It's about how we move forward now. We've got to look at life beyond.
Yes, go ahead. Okay, you're getting a Skype call at the moment, I think. Okay, Sachin Pilot, you've given us a sense of where you stand. You're back. You wanted to make a quick last point.
I just think state governments need money from the government of India. And unless you give them the fiscal elbow room to restart the economies, we won't be able to do it. So far, no money has come to state governments, despite the 20 lakhs package that the government of India announced.
So you're asking for more monies to kickstart the economy. The key, you're saying, is now to focus on livelihoods, get the economy back on track. Sachin Pilot, as always, a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for giving us what you believe should be the broad picture from the 1st of June.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.